Now I will translate the verse that I recited at the beginning of my presentation to conclude this presentation, because I feel that that is the strongest verse, categorically declaring the death of Jesus Christ, peace be upon him. I recited from Surah Al-Imran, verse 145, and I read the translation. And Muhammad is but a messenger. Verily, all messengers have passed away before him. If then he dies or is slain, will you turn back on your heels? And he who turns back on his heels shall not harm Allah at all, and Allah will certainly reward the grateful. Let me illustrate by means of a graphic. The previous verse, chapter 5, verse 67, mentions that all prophets before Jesus, peace be upon him, have passed away before him. This verse, that is chapter 3, verse 145, mentions that all prophets before Holy Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, have passed away, just as it says on the slide. Before him, Jesus was a prophet. Before Holy Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. So if the Holy Quran claims that all prophets, without an exception, without mentioning anyone, have passed away, what can we conclude from this? Jesus is dead, of course. Moreover, this verse is saying that just Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, dies or is slain. That should not be a reason to disbelieve in him. In the verse I just quoted, Allah is saying that death of prophets is natural. So when Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, dies, that should not give anyone any reason to disbelieve in him. Suppose for a moment we assume that there was at that time somebody alive. Will Allah be able to make a claim that death of all prophets is proof that Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, is truthful? Surely not, because if there was someone alive, Allah would not give an example of death of messengers as a proof of truthfulness of Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Indeed, this verse proves that as Jesus was a prophet who existed before the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, is dead. Moreover, the word used in the last verse was al-Rasul or ar-Rasul, as it is combined with the word before that comes before al-Rasul. Now, everybody knows that when alif lam in Arabic is attached to any word, that word becomes definitive. So, for example, zujaja is bottle. So if I say zujaja, it could be any bottle. But if I say al-zujaja, it means this bottle, the bottle. So in this verse, Allah is saying the prophets. It's not just saying prophets. The prophets. The prophets would encompass each and every prophet by making it definitive, not just one. So from an Arabic language standpoint, the use of ar-Rasul proves that all prophets before Jesus, peace be upon him, have passed away. And then all prophets after Muhammad, peace and blessings upon him, have passed away. Moreover, the testimony that this verse bears in the truthfulness of Muhammad and the fact that Muhammad is a true prophet of God, and his passing away is nothing but a natural phenomenon promised to every soul, every prophet alike. So let me summarize now the third section of my presentation in relation to the death of Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him. Jesus is dead and unaware of what is happening in the world today. This is proved by his claim when he says, "When you caused me to die, addressing Allah, I was not a watcher over them. I have no knowledge." Jesus is mortal, and death is promised to all mortals. Jesus and his mother used to be alive, but now both are dead. All prophets before Jesus are dead, and all prophets before Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, are dead as well. Therefore, Jesus is dead. I have presented more than 20 verses from the Holy Quran which draw our attention to this very incident, the crucifixion of Jesus, peace be upon him. More importantly, they draw our attention towards the greater, deeper meaning that I mentioned in the beginning of my speech, that many a times in these painful moments, there are greater, deeper meaning. The greater, deeper meaning in the crucifixion of Jesus, as mentioned in the Holy Quran, is that Allah frustrates and makes the opponents of Allah's messengers fail to clear his messengers from any false accusations that they make. So Allah had saved Jesus from a death on the cross. He did not ascend into the proverbial heavens and died a natural death. And in doing so, he was raised in status by Allah. I hope and pray that may Allah guide us all. And in the end, I would want to recognize each and every one of you and convey my heartfelt thanks to the ones who've come here and listened to me, because it takes a lot of courage for someone to come and listen to a belief which might be slightly different than yours. I respect everyone else's belief. So I want to convey my thanks to the ones who showed this courage of coming out and listening to what I had to say. I thank you once again for your attention. May Allah bless all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Waqas Malik. And we all learn crucifixion of Jesus in light of Holy Quran. So, whatever we learn before before I mention that, I have some cards, some papers, and the pens were right on the table where I was sitting. Please welcome to grab one, and if you have a question, write it down after the session. We'll try to give you an answer. And the second speech, we can learn on the same way through the Bible, and the light of the Bible. So, Imran Kumar.